Today I want to talk to you about what our plans are for summer. I know it's been quite a while since I have put a new video on Facebook. It's just one of those seasons in life where I've decided that I will post as I can, but of course the real people and places and things that I've taken on this year, like tutoring and a homeschool group, have, taken up that priority space. But I look forward to posting a little more this summer. So we'll start with summer plans. And I just want to reintroduce myself. I'm Renee, homeschool mom of 3. I have a going into 3rd grade son. I have a going into kindergartner daughter, and I have a almost 3-year-old. And so we're going to talk about what I'm going to do for my son starting off. And for writing, I'm going to take a real light approach over the summer. Writing is not his favorite subject. I don't know if anybody can relate, but we are going to do some cursive, and we are using this book. It is Writing Skills by Diana Hanbury King. And it's just one that I saw on the Scholar Shop. We took advantage of the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship that's offered in Florida, and it was great. I highly recommend it. It's a step up for students if you're in Florida. But yeah, we're using this. I'll just do a quick flip through. It starts off with some practice. My son wasn't interested in doing that part, so I let him kind of take the reins, and he skipped ahead. And then when he started actually getting to the cursive part, he loves it. Like, he kept wanting to do more and more pages, and he picked up pretty quickly. So I'm going to let him pursue the lighter side of writing with just learning cursive as well as typing. So we picked up the Good and the Beautiful's Level 1 typing course, and I did get reimbursed on the scholarship, or will be, for this. And I like that it has stickers, and so for each lesson they complete, they get to put one at the top. And I also like that it's pretty easy for him to do on his own. Definitely as he's older and older, he gets more and more independent. And I did kind of introduce the beginning things and pages with him and how to complete a lesson. Then it goes into, even posture and things like that. And, so I went through these pages with him. And then I, got him started on opening up a document and the home key part and lesson 1. And then by after that point, I just leave this book on the easel and, have the laptop to where I can, open it up for him, or he can even, and open up Word. And he can follow the directions and just type it in himself. So it's pretty easy peasy, and he's gotten through lesson 3, and we had just started this week. So I recommend that. And the reason why I thought typing would be good, even though it might not be 100% necessary for an almost 3rd grader, is because we're going to be doing sneak peek IEW this year. And even if I don't end up doing it when I look through it, I definitely want to, we don't do just copy work in our homeschool. We do a combination of some copy work, dictation, and narration and written narration. We're going to still do that, but I've always done more of a writer's workshop approach where I'm actually teaching them to write. So from kindergarten through 2nd grade, sorry, that's my cat scattering around. We got a cat this year, a Siamese. So I always did Monday's a topic sentence, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday are detailed sentences, and Thursday was our closing. We actually don't do school on Fridays because that's our homeschool group day. And so he was always learning a sentence a day, how to make a paragraph. But there's a big jump actually in the public schools and even in classical education for those using IEW, Institute for Excellence in Writing, where in the intermediate years, they can start learning to write 3 to 5 paragraph essays. And so, usually after they write an essay, they have the chance to type it up and make a cover page and staple it together. So I thought having some typing skills could be fun for him so he can type up his papers if he wants to. I do not plan on doing all of IEW this year. There's 24 units, which is maybe 24 essays. I don't know, but I know it's they give you a week. I'm we are not going to go on that timeline. We're going to take it nice and slow and probably never write more than a paragraph a day. Anyway, I'm giving you a sneak peek because on my curriculum picks, I'll talk more about and show you IEW when it comes in. But anyway, so that's why I did typing also, just because I knew he'd enjoy it. Typing's fun, And so that's pretty much writing, except that I did buy this journal, and I thought, well, maybe over the summer I will have him do little personal narratives or journal entries about what we do over the summer. And so it's just an open-ended, fun notebook. And this year we're switching to the regular lines. All this time, I mean, not that he's never written on regular lines or blank pieces of paper, he has, But we've focused on using the primary lines, with, your top line, your midline, and your baseline, and, the little dotted lines, the primary writing lines. And so now we're switching in third grade to regular lines. So that'll be fun for him to start over the summer using this very, very lightly. I don't even know if I'll have him write once a week, but we'll see. I think it'd be nice if he did like a journal entry a week, maybe a letter this summer to somebody, things like that. Just find a fun writing. I also got this off the Scholar Shop. The scholarship has like a scholar shop you can shop on, in case I didn't make that very clear. But it's called My Crazy Inventions Sketchbook, and it's not really so much writing as there might be a little bit, but it's mostly like drawing and inventing things, and just kind of like kids that are interested in inventions and inventing and kind of the STEM side of education. So here's like a little example. Plan your before and after. Look for a real life Transformers. First there was the cartoon and then there was the movie. Okay, so he gets to kind of give ideas, and then you kind of, what would your weather machine look like? Just kind of fun little creative things. We'll see if he decides to work on this more in the summer. It's really kind of optional. The other thing I might do over the summer is a little bit of grammar, because IEW has part of their writing is the Fix It Up Now grammar level 1. If you've seen it out there, it's like the one with apples on the cover. And it has where they're basically like finding the parts of speech in a sentence, editing it, and rewriting it. Again, I'll get into that more on my Curriculum Picks video when all my curriculum gets here, hopefully in the next week or so. But this is kind of similar to that, and I thought we'd do some of them in the summer. This is from Shurley, Shurley Grammar, Shurley English. I'm not that familiar with the curriculum, but my friend does it. And her son came over and did the portion of the curriculum that's called the question answer flow. And what it is it'll give you a sentence. So this is level 1, so it's super simple. The sentence is cats sat. Okay, super simple. And then the question answer flow is you read the question and answer it. What sat? Cats. And that's the subject noun. What is being said about the cats? Cats said or cats sat. And that's the verb. And then they classify the sentence. They reread it and then mark it like cats subject noun. And then sat is the verb. And so it starts off super simple until I printed up levels 1 through 3. And I got this free. I literally Googled Shurley Grammar question answer flow, and there's like PDFs, so you don't even have to buy the curriculum. You can just get like level 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth of just the question answer flow, because I didn't really want to do the whole curriculum. I just like that part of it, if I'm being honest here, though I'm sure it's a great curriculum. But I might just do levels 1 through 3, because it takes like 2 minutes, 1 minute to do this, and my son actually enjoys it. And so we might be able to do like levels 1 through 3 over the summer, or most of it. So look how it went from cat sat to here's level 3. And here's toward the end, the sentence is, still pretty simple in level 3. The family drove to Florida during July. And then look at, instead of having 2 questions, now you have 13 questions about that sentence. And then you mark the sentence with the parts of speech. Okay, so anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, because it's pretty cool. I don't know, I just think it's cool. And when my friend's son came over and she wrote a sentence on the board, and he starts he, without even using a paper, he had the question answer flow memorized, and he's like, and who did this, and blah blah blah, and he's marking it, and he looked like a little genius. That's so cool. All right, we're doing it. Anyway, if it's fun and you're learning, all right. So so that's reading. Oh, I didn't talk about reading. Writing, I talked a little bit about, all writing and grammar. Okay, so math. I am going to have my son maybe do a little bit of Khan Academy, and there's a section where you can prepare for the next grade level. So it said, get ready for 3rd grade. So we're gonna do some of that. I'm not really expecting him to finish the whole thing, just to keep his gears going over the summer. And then I really want him to get better at time. I feel like he can tell time, but to the minute, he still has a little trouble. And so I think over the summer, I'll just, maybe every day or maybe a few times a week, just randomly quiz him. What time is it? And have him practice showing me times or me asking him times, and on here, because obviously with the digital clock, it's pretty easy. But with this one, he still gets caught up a little bit and gets it wrong. And then multiplication. He's going to 3rd grade. He already started the 3rd grade Good and the Beautiful, but we only got through lesson 34 because he was only in 2nd grade. And I was like, you know what, we'll pick back up next year. And I actually am still debating. I ordered Sax in 5-4. I might switch to that, or I might just finish out Good and the Beautiful 3. But one of the big things they're mastering in 3rd grade is the multiplication facts. And he had already mastered, ones, zeros, fives for the most part, tens, those ones. But I thought over the summer would be a good time to just go ahead and master as many as we can. The Good and the Beautiful doesn't have you master them in order, like master the zeros and the ones and so on, and which is fine with me. But I thought I would kind of do that over the summer instead of doing it their way, just because I could put a little ice cream cone. So I thought it would be motivating to do what I did in my internship when I taught 3rd grade, when I was, in school to be a teacher. And what the teacher did that was over me is she had like a little paper ice cream cone, and then she cut out different color, like construction paper scoops of ice cream. And on each scoop, she would write like zeros, ones, for each multiplication table that they memorized. And so like when they memorized the zeros, you would add the scoop that said zeros and ones and so on. So that's what I'm doing for him. And he's excited about it. What's nice is when you do go in order, you can literally, as a parent, without even flashcards, randomly be like, okay, let's practice the threes. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. And like literally just go up to like 3 times 10 or 3 times 12. And then once they know that, from 3 times 0 to 3 times 10, I stop at the 10. They know the threes, and if they can say it, like you put the scoop up and all right, now we work on the fours. And so, anyway, so I'm going to do that. And I have these cool cards that my mom got from like a thrift store. And what's cool about them, let's see, what are they called? First of all, they're called Think Tank Scholar Multiplication Flashcards. Okay. And what's cool about these is that it has like a little divider for the ones they mastered. You can put behind this divider. For the ones that they don't know yet, you can put behind this divider. And for the ones that you're working on or sort of know, you put behind this divider. And so what's cool about these cards is they're color coded. So like all of the zeros, let's say, are green, all the ones are pink. And so you can see all the colors. So each of the multiplication tables are color coded. And the other cool thing about these cards is that, it has it on the front, and then the answers on the back, and then it has an array. So it has a model of how, what 2 times 12 looks like. And so they understand that 2 times 12 is 2 groups of 12. All right, so I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm finally getting to use something my mom gave me forever ago from the thrift store. Woohoo! I didn't think I'd use them because I have a curriculum, but like I said, over the summer, it's kind of like, okay, a good time to brush up on those skills that they need to brush up on and use some of those other resources to freshen it up. I also have some multiplication board games from like forever ago and like other little things, but we'll see if we use those. So yeah, and then for reading, honestly, I am just going to encourage him to read still, maybe 30 minutes a day and then before bed. And if he skips some days, no big deal, but just really allowing him to finish up a series that he was working on over the school year, read some, other chapter books of his choice and picture books, and maybe, encourage him to start some of the readings we have for next year, or, we have a pretty big family library. So, as long as he's reading, that's the main thing over the summer, and hopefully getting to enjoy it. And that's our summer plans in a nutshell as far as the core subjects.